I'm Engineer Martin Nyonzima, and the topic of today is removal and reassemble of the crankshaft, piston, and piston rod. But before starting, I'm with Mr. Gerard Gasasira, who will be with me during this operation. Now, we are going to start by this verse of the crankshaft, and after we will remove the front cover and the flywheel to the other side. Then we will continue to remove the piston and the connecting rod and the connecting rod bearing cap. So the removal of this one should respect the order. Always when we want to remove this piston, we start at the front of the engine. That means we will start by this side and go away through the fourth piston. We use the wrench of 12 millimeter. Let's start. We start by this side, but before we have to remove the bolt, the front cover, and the flywheel. Now, we are going to remove also the pulley, the crankshaft sprocket. We see here the key which is retaining the crankshaft sprocket together with the crankshaft. So we remove this sprocket slowly by slowly. Then to the other side, I can just continue removing the flywheel. We are going to remove the flywheel slowly to avoid its damage. Bring me the plastic hammer. Okay. Now, we are going to remove the pistons, starting by the front of the engine. Okay, turning so that we can access the first piston. Yes. This is the first piston, so we have to remove it. But remember, before remove totally the connecting rod bearing, you have to keep the block cylinder at horizontal position so that the piston will not hit down. We remove the connecting rod bearing cap. Is this one. This is the connecting bearing cap of the first piston. So we have to respect its removal position. We see there is a mark. We have to respect and to link this one to the piston that is removed. Okay. Can you hit up with this plastic hammer over there? to remove it. Yes. Yes? Okay. The piston one is already removed, so we have to bring back its connecting rod bearing cap so that we avoid the assembly mistake. You can continue removing the second one. All the pistons are already removed and are arranged by order. So now we are going to proceed the removal of crankshaft. We first remove this back cover of the crankshaft. Remove it, this one. We remove it from the cylinder block gently so that we don't cause any kind of damage. Okay, this is the oil seal. Then we are reaching the crankshaft and the main bearing cap. So we are going to remove the main bearing cap. As you see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 main bearing cap. And removing them requires to have the respect of the sequence. So we have here on the main bearing cap, we have numbers. These numbers indicate the direction and how we can fix its main bearing cap. So we have even the arrows. When you look at where here, we find the arrows. These arrows shows us during the assembly of this main bearing cap, this should be oriented at the front, where the arrows are showing. So to remove this one, we have to respect this sequence. 1, 2, 3, then finally this one. This is the sequence that we are going to respect when we are removing this crankshaft. It is very easy to identify this bearing cap because they are already numbered. Okay, this is the first main bearing cap. We have to keep them in order. Always, this internal component of an engine should be kept respecting the order. This will facilitate the easy job during the assembly. This is the crankshaft in the block cylinder. So removing it requires attention. We have to remove it, to lift it up gently so that we cannot damage the block cylinder. Yes, the crankshaft is already removed.